What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tuck Room
Switch.
episode 102. 102. With me, as always, Big Al, Big D Al, Little D Liam, and then me.
Medium. We'll take medium.
Normal D Mike. We're all in the house. All the D's in the house. Because I bet this has to be where the D is because the Patriots had no D on Sunday. In Big D.
Check.
That was the energy I had, guys. That's
it.
Blew my
You can reel that back in now.
I figured, it's going to be a great episode because Al's Wi-Fi is already already running amok. So
yeah.
I feel like
I real quick, I cannot wait to be out of this place and have some actual good Wi-Fi. I can't wait. Last time I'm ever gonna have to record here with this shitty Wi-Fi. I cannot wait to actually have some decent Wi-Fi. Because oh my god, is it frustrating.
We're gonna hold
I'm pissed.
to that.
I'm pissed off.
Next week, if shit's going awry, we're just gonna I don't know what's gonna happen. We'll just have to deal with it like we always have, I think.
You'll bicker and complain like the old man that you are.
Probably.
Yeah. So there was football this weekend. I'm not sure if I don't think the Patriots played, so we don't really have much to talk about. Taylor Swift was around. I don't know if you guys want to start.
Taylor Swift is still around.
With Taylor Swift hanging out with just a litany of celebrities, by the way, up in that box.
She rolls up with Ryan Reynolds, Wolverine,
Hugh Jackman,
and fucking
dude.
Was that
Lively?
Blake Lively
Blake Lively was there. Do you guys want to know why? By the way, let me just, before we get miserable, I have a little inside knowledge of why certain people were in the press box with her. Not inside knowledge, just kind of knowledge that's been out there for a little bit. But Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, they're both going to be in the new Deadpool movie. I think we all know that. The director of the Deadpool movie, Sean Levy, I'm pretty sure it's Levy, was also in that suite, in that box with them. The rumor going around, guys, was that Taylor Swift is going to be in the Deadpool movie.
Really?
Because her and Ryan Reynolds are like buddies. I don't know. Ryan Reynolds is in one of her music videos. Blake Lively, obviously.
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What music video is? Oh, no shit.
Calm down. Yeah. At the end, he's there in it. But yeah, I guess she's going to be supposedly this character called the Dazzler, which is literally what she is. She's like a musical artist, songstress who kind of runs things doing that. So that's her like superpower. But I think it'd be cool. To see her in it. But yeah, that's why, because I saw the director was there too, and I saw like all these Marvel superhero accounts were tweeting it, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And I was like, oh shit, look at that. People
have really taken this Taylor Swift superstardom and just ran with it. Like, dude, now she's in everything.
It's crazy. And like this was kind of a rumor beforehand, but now it's starting to pick up steam again because like obviously she's there with them, and like it's just crazy, man. When you roll with Ryan Reynolds, arguably, not even arguably, one of the biggest like movie stars right now, at least for guys, and then Hugh Jackman, who just is
also a stud.
Everybody knows who he is, and then Blake Lively, who she's no slouch at all. Everyone knows who she is as well, but no one's even talking about. You want to know who else no one is talking about, which is hilarious? Brittany Mahomes. You guys see the pictures with Brittany Mahomes in the front?
Incredible. It's so satisfying. If there's one good thing to come of the NFL making Taylor Swift their cover photo on X and having their bio as a Taylor Swift lyric or whatever the fuck it was, it's the fact that I get to see Brittany Mahomes sad.
She's so sad. Sad. But the NFL,
who cares? She sucks. Who cares?
No. I
know. I like to
shit.
see her
it's
sad.
Just so
That's
funny.
I figured I'd only see that when Mahomes inevitably cheats on her and then divorces her. But like, friggin', I'm getting it early.
Yeah, you have no filter. I know I've known this about you, but you just don't give a shit, huh?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? They got 2 kids. They're gonna live happily ever after.
He's the best quarterback in the universe. Come on now.
Taylor Swift might break that up. That's probably why she's there. She's really there to just segue into
a wife and kids didn't stop Brett Favre from firing off a couple DPs.
Well, Brett Favre's a horrible person.
All right. Well, friggin', I don't know. We can go down the list. You know, if Jimmy G
well,
was
let's go
married,
down the.
you don't think it'd be really okay, Al? Think about what how tough it must be for Patrick Mahomes and Jimmy G's in a different stratosphere, but like imagine if like you just left your car or walked out of your apartment every morning to go to work and just flocks of beautiful women were throwing themselves at you. It's all about opportunity. It's what is put in front of you. And Mahomes has every opportunity.
He does.
So you don't believe in true love then? Because if
I
that was the
do,
case,
absolutely.
I'd be like, listen, I am
I
happily
am the biggest
taken.
believer. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
guess what?
And there's
And
plenty
guess
of them
what?
out there.
Like, thank you, but no thank you.
And
And
Ryan
Patrick
Reynolds is
Mahomes,
like that.
at least as far as I know, is
Yeah.
greatly in love with
As far as
Brittany
you
Mahomes.
know. Yeah, as far as you know. No, but there's a difference because Ryan Reynolds, I truly believe he loves his wife. And as much of a stud as Ryan Reynolds is, he can get anyone, but he's going to stay with his wife. But when your wife is an insufferable harpy with the voice of a siren, you obviously want to go elsewhere for your action. So it's you got to look at this situation unbiasedly and go, if I'm married to an insufferable hag, obviously, when I get off the bus and there are loads of women throwing themselves at me, I might take a shot or two.
No.
So to wrap up the Taylor Swift segment,
please.
It's I think everybody at this point, even the Swifties, are just done with this. Enough. Everybody, we said it last week. Everyone's being so fucking weird about everything. All that, like you said, Liam, the NFL, like the post, the banner, the Chiefs thing. It was like 2-0 with the Swifties.
Yeah,
like
Swifties. That was,
dude. Oh my god. And like I get it.
unbecoming.
I do not fault her for it because, like, listen, like, it's fucking publicity. She's got her like errors thing coming out in the movies. Like, who knows? She might have like another like sneak album coming out too, even though she's redoing another one right now. But like, so really, no, it's just she knows she plays the celebrity game very well, and the NFL doesn't know how to act. Like, the NFL is like the ugly kid that's getting attention for the first time, and they're like,
what the fuck? This is new.
Yeah, it's
girls have never cared so much about football. It's incredible. Even my girlfriend's like, "Oh, do you want to watch football this Sunday?" I'm like, "What the fuck did you just say to me?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Dude, they had a Taylor Swift football, like, camera that you could just watch her. It's like,
dude, I just wish I could see the reaction from all like the old dudes who used to watch Jim Brown, and they're like, "Why the fuck am I looking at this bitch in the stands?"
Yeah,
like,
but.
No,
I don't know. I'm sure it'll go on. I mean, it's making the NFL money with jerseys and everything like that. So shit, who knows? But all right, we postponed it long enough, guys. The Bengals are 1-3, so I don't know. I don't know what you got. Okay, no.
Kids dancing around. He's like, well, those Bengals really suck, huh?
What are we ever going to do? Should we get rid of Joe Burrow? Should we just say goodbye to Joe Burrow? Should we trade Jamar Chase?
Yeah. Everybody. The coach got to go. The whole lot of
house.
But yeah, so New England Patriots played the Cowboys, if you want to call it a game, which it was not. But Patriots lost 38-3 to the Cowboys. Basically, I would say this is, in all aspects that you can think of, the worst possible outcome for the Patriots, with the injuries that we'll talk about, with the play that we'll talk about, with the discourse around the team now, which we'll talk about, to the opponent, which obviously was the Cowboys. Like, Belichick 5-1 against the Cowboys, loses last weekend. Just kind of opening thoughts, guys, and take it wherever you guys want. It doesn't even have to be like, I don't like this isn't a game I feel like we're going to break down because it was just constantly bad. So I don't know. We normally start with Mac Jones. I don't know if you guys want to start with that. Where do you guys want to start? Because I'm sad. That's why, like you said, Al, no Patriots stuff. We got Red Sox, Celtics. They're in timeout right now. The Patriots are.
Yeah. Allow me to just break the ice here.
Please do.
This was truly the worst thing I ever could have imagined. I would have
Mhm.
rather been drawn, quartered, lit on fire, chopped up to a million pieces, and then eaten. It was an insufferable experience. Of course, this is how it has to happen. And, blowouts happen. Blowouts are fine.
Yeah.
It's part of the game. But it had to happen against the fucking Cowboys. For me, it's insufferable. Of course, it had to happen against the Cowboys. It makes my fucking skin crawl just thinking about it. The Cowboys, fucking really? America's team? This is so ridiculous. I am so unbelievably upset. I feel like I watched my dog get hit by a car for 3 hours. Unbelievably
Repeatedly.
insufferable. The Cowboys. I would have rather Nazi Germany won the war than lose a fucking football game to the Dallas Cowboys. Absolutely insufferable. Watching them celebrate, watching each sack. I want them all wrapped up in a little bubble and shot off into the sun. I do not want anything to do with this franchise. Anyway, this team is insufferable. The fans are insufferable. That 190-year-old fucking hag that sits up in the box and laughs his giddy ass off every time Mac gets sacked. I want him scalped. Everything about this game was sickening.
Scalping again.
Absolutely sickening. Yep, and I'm going to work it in. I'm going to bring it up twice because I'm playing you in fantasy, and I'm going to scalp you this week in fantasy. But I digress. Everything from start to finish, the worst fucking thing that ever could have happened. We all had expectations. We couldn't put a fucking touchdown on the board because this team sucks. This team is not good. The Dallas Cowboys are a pitiful, abominable fucking franchise who will never win anything. And yes, I sound like a very sullied, very angry Patriots fan because we just lost to them, but I'm pissed because we lost to a team that fucking blows.
We are angry fans right now.
Certainly, but I'm angry because the Cowboys also fucking suck. So where does that leave us? Because they beat the Giants, who couldn't put a fucking touchdown on the board last night, got embarrassed by the Seahawks, who aren't that fucking good. Drew Lock went in there and beat the Giants, and then the Cowboys smoked them 40-0. The Jets and Zach Wilson trot in there, boom, 30-0. They suck too. Next week after that, they lose to the Cardinals, who everyone said was going to go winless. This team is atrocious, and then they come in, or we come in, I guess, to their fucking disgusting stadium in that shitty fucking city of Arlington, Texas, which that entire city should do what the Simpsons do, where they put that giant fucking dome over it, let everyone in there starve. I don't want any food going in. I don't want anyone leaving. Everyone who is in the Dallas-Fort Worth area should be suffocated over a prolonged period of months in a gigantic bubble. The entire area of that disgusting franchise should be wiped off the face of the earth. I hate all of them. Everyone who has ever supported the Cowboys ever is fucking abominable, except for Josie, because she does owe me $10. And then after she sends me the $10, we can talk about where we stand with Josie. But everyone else, fuck them. Absolutely fuck them. Fuck the team. Fuck the fans. Fuck Jerry Jones. This team is atrocious. And we are apparently the worst fucking team in the league if we're going to lose to these bunch of barbecuing inbred weirdos that
second worst. The
out.
Bengals are still 1-3. Second worst team.
Nope. The Bengals.
We're in good company.
The Bengals are light years better. Absolutely light years better. I'm telling you, if I was hit by a car, mangled on the side of the road, gasping my last breaths, needing help, and a dude in a Cowboys jersey pulled over and tried to get me to a hospital, I would be, yes, keep it moving. Let me sit here and choke on my own blood and teeth. I don't want you touching me. I don't want to get in the back of your weird fucking pickup truck where you probably slaughter small dogs and deer. I don't want anything to do with you. Let me sit here and die in peace. I want absolutely nothing to do with anything about the Cowboys ever. And this is the nail in the coffin. This franchise is abominable. I will never see them as anything more than the evil empire, the worst thing you can think of. I am more fond of ISIS and jihad decapitation tactics of our own American troops than I am the Cowboys. It is absolutely atrocious that I sat there. I watched 2 quarters of this game and turned it off. The fact that I watched 2 quarters, I wanted to go upstairs and carve my name in my wrist. It was fucking atrocious.
It was
what
tough to get
they subjected me to, it was impossible to get through. Some of my customers who come into work, I'd be like, "Did you watch the whole game?" They're like, "Yep." I'm like, "Wow, you must fucking hate yourself," because I turned it off after the second quarter. They are. You guys are sadistic. And then I'm like, "What did you do after that? Go on, turn the lawnmower on and lay in front of it? What is wrong with you that you sat there and watched this entire fucking game? You are a psychopath, a serial killer." And the fact that the NFL would allow this to happen to people, to let the Dallas Cowboys blow out a team like this, intervene. We just watched the Jets almost beat the Chiefs purely off the NFL wanting an interesting game when everyone thought it was going to be a dick kicking. And you let this become a dick kicking. You let these fucking lunatics go in there. It was unbelievable. We haven't seen Cowboys massacre something this bad since friggin' 1800s Cowboys against the Indians. It was fucking awful to see what happened to us out there. No, they're not America's team, but apparently we fucking aren't either. There should be a mass suicide of all Patriots fans and players. It was awful to watch, and I am sick to my stomach.
So, Al, that's how Liam feels.
God, I fucking hate them.
Where would you like to jump off on this?
Leighton Vander Esch? I don't like the Dutch either. Of course, there's a Dutchman on the fucking. Oh
set the table so we can.
Next thing I know, the Dutch are going to win the World Cup. Oh God, it's like the whole world is coming down around me.
How do I follow that up? I mean, I can't. No, I can't follow it up. Like
disgusting. I would rather eat my own fingers than watch.
All right, can I get a word in edgewise, please?
I'm sorry, I can't.
Holy crap!
I'm beside myself. I am so unbelievably, unfathomably sick.
I mean, look. When I was watching this game, it became clear really quick. The Cowboys are a better team than the Patriots. Now, did I think the game was going to be more competitive? Absolutely. Now, I know you guys talked me into them winning the game, and I admit I let you two talk me into it. I should have gone with my gut and said the Cowboys were going to win the game. Now, again, I thought it was going to be like a 28, 17 type of game where they keep it close. Maybe Dallas scores a late touchdown.
Touchdown.
But here's the thing, right? This goes to show right now where the Patriots are. Now, granted, when you took a look before the season, a lot of people would have said, okay, 1-3 is in the cards. 0-4 was in the cards. I think we were all hopeful. I was very hopeful to think 2-2 was realistic. And they could have been 2-2 if Kayshon Boutte keeps his feet in against Philly. But
that's why you have to win those games for things like this.
Correct. And that's the whole thing. You beat a Jets team. Let's be honest. If Aaron Rodgers is in there, I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers is going to light it up, but he probably gets 17 points for the Jets. Right, I know. But that wasn't the case. And you barely squeaked by the Jets with Zach Wilson. So right now, you guys know what the Patriots are averaging for points per game in 4 games?
Yeah, it's
right? I didn't put myself through the torture of looking at stats.
They are averaging 13.75 points per game. Now, I'm not trying to be Boston sports media here, but right now, after 4 games, and granted, there's 13 more games left, but right now, that is worse than Matt Patricia-led offense from last year. And I was as excited as you guys were for Bill O'Brien to get here. But so far, besides that Eagles game, which there was some potential there, it's like, where is this better offense? Now, could you blame the personnel? Maybe. You could. Ramondre Stevenson's having a really slow start. Zeke Elliott had a good game. Would have liked to see him in Dallas. Juju, a guy that Mike and I were very big on. Liam, I know you hate him, and that's okay. But where's he been? Where's he been? Kendrick Bourne. Where have these guys been? And that's my whole thing. And not only that, and I understand now, granted, Mike, I just got to ask you this. Did you play football in high school?
No, I played baseball. I was a catcher.
You're a baseball. So you're a baseball guy like I was. Liam, you're the true football guy in the sense of you know the game, you know the X's and O's, and I totally understand that. So stop me if I'm stepping out of line here. But for me, when I'm watching an offense and from home, I can call what's going to happen next, whether it's a pass or run. Now, granted, it's like, no, duh, there's only 2 types of plays. I know that. but you should be able to have a little unpredictability, because every time, what I noticed with this Patriots team, every time they get a first down, they go right back to the run, even if it's not working, because I know what they're doing. They're trying to establish the run to set up the play action, and I totally understand that. But at some point, if the running game's not working and your passing game is working, now granted, it wasn't working on Sunday, but like even in like the Jets game, the Dolphins game, if the pass is working, stick with it a little bit, do it a little bit more, just to have that unpredictability factor. That's where I'm coming from. And I know that we talk about, well, if the play call works, then you won't say anything. You're right, I won't. And I'll fully admit, if the play call works, I'll be like, all right, fine, it was a good play call. I was wrong. But I would like to see that unpredictability. And that's the problem that I have with this offense. I said the same thing before I became a co-host with you guys. I want to just see a little bit of creativity. Just mix it up just a little bit to keep the defense off balance. Because if I'm a defensive coordinator, and I'll stop in a second, but if I'm a defensive coordinator going against the Patriots, I'm saying to myself, okay, they want to establish the run, so we're going to stack the box. And then even if they try to throw the ball, they don't have the playmakers right now to really like give us any sort of threat. And that's not a good thing. Now, you have 2 winnable games coming up in New Orleans and Vegas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm just going to say this.
Have to win.
I don't care how I sound with this. And then I'm going to like kick it back to you, Mike, because you've been gracious enough to let me go on this long. If they lose this week against New Orleans, which, just a spoiler, I don't think they're going to. I think they find a way to win this game. But if they don't beat the Saints, I'm embracing the tanking for 2023. Especially when you lose 2 of your – listen, I know it's bold. If you're losing 2 of your top defensive players for a majority of the season, and you can't do anything on offense, I mean, I don't want to get that way, but what reason has this team given me to believe that they're going to turn it around in a quick span? That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Mike,
so
I'll give it to you in a second. Hold on.
Yeah.
I just want to. I agree with the play calling. Everything looks terrible on offense. Pardon my language. This is a quote from the movie Dodgeball, and I just think it really encompasses this Patriots team right now. The late great Patches O'Houlihan in that movie had a great quote saying, "You guys look like a bunch of retards trying to hump a doorknob out there," and that's exactly what the Patriots offense looks like. It looks completely jumbled. It looks like a huge mess of everyone just not knowing what they're doing. It's fucking abominable. So I agree. The play calling is far too predictable. Just nothing's working. And I think it's a bit of a personnel issue, and we can get into it more in a little bit. I think maybe since it is a personnel issue, I have all the stats of every player up till this point for the season, and I'd like to get into that in a little bit. But Mike, just take it away. Their fucking offense is terrible.
So, I mean, allow me to, I guess, try to push back a little bit to just one of the things you said, Al, because for the most part, you're on point. The tanking thing, like we'll fucking cross that bridge when we get to it next week. But I'm still hesitant in saying that this offense looks overly predictable or whatever other adjectives you want to use. Because this, and I get it, because this game was so bad across the board. Offensive line, receivers, quarterbacks, both of them. Defense wasn't great. They're getting a pass, but come on, they were missing tackle. Like, they weren't clamping it down as much. And I get that they were fighting with like half their hands tied behind their backs, but like, I still, the issue with this offense is the offensive line. If that was shored up, all these plays that they have, they can get to, because if you watch people breaking plays down, it's not necessarily that the play itself it's bad. It's just Mac Jones, for half his own doing, half his line's doing, he's dancing in the pocket. He's not confident where he's throwing. He's throwing off his back foot. Dan Orlovsky broke it down. He's jumping around back there. And it's like, I'm not saying this offense deserves any credit right now, but like, I'm not going to talk about the Cowboys game, but the first 3 games, you could see the changes in the offense where there's a lot more routes that are not deep routes. I don't give a fuck about deep routes. I'm just talking like your more intermediate, somewhat deep, shallow routes, things like that. the offense still looks like it has the pieces, it has the bones to be good. It's just the issue that you keep fucking seeing is that Mac Jones from getting the Dallas game, he got pressured the most he's ever been pressured in his NFL career. It's like the guy isn't doing himself favors, but he's also not being done anything. He's not getting any help from the line. And again, not putting any, I'm not saying that like this offense, if the line can just hold, this offense can put up fucking 35 points a game. No. But I'm still firmly in the camp that the actual scheme and plays themselves aren't the issue. And I know you're saying on first down, they run the ball. Guess what? 90% of the teams in the NFL do that. We expect the Patriots to do that because they are supposed to be a running team, even though Stevenson can't get out of the fucking blocks and Zeke is good every few plays. Like, I don't know what's going on, but it's just like you're looking at this offense, and if you want to boil it down, if the offensive line was good or played a good game against Dallas, you don't know what's going to happen. So it's like that's where I'm at with the offense. I still think that you can see a tangible difference from this year's offense to last year's. I understand the stats, but this game very much skews the stats. Very much. You can't say that it doesn't. This game fucks up every stat. And we're also 4 games in. So looking at stats are good to see like where the fuck you're at right now. But it's also kind of, you're looking at it in a bubble because it's only been a small sample size. But I do think that this game does skew the stats a little bit, but the stats still say what they are. This Patriots team right now, let's face it, they're not good anymore. If I want to pull a line from fucking Trent Dilfer right now, nothing good came from this game. But just to close out my point on the offense, I do still think the bones are there. I do think that Bill O'Brien has impacted this offense overall in a net positive way. You see routes, you see crossing routes, you see things. You're not seeing so many pointless screens. You're not seeing so many fucking third down runs. Like, you're not seeing all the shit we saw last year. It's just, it looks so bad. And there's issues with the receive, things like that. But I just think it looks so bad right now because of the offensive line. They are doing not fucking Badarian Lowe gave up 9 pressures. 9 pressures in one
who the fuck
game.
Is that anyway? He shouldn't be in there.
Crazy. Right. One game, like every other play. Like, I mean, granted, they were going up against Micah Parsons. He was a menace on everybody. The Cowboys have a good defensive front. So, like, again, whatever the numbers they are, but like, things need to change, and it needs to start with the line, because that's how you shore it up. You can have the greatest fucking play in the world, a play where you scheme it to where the receivers are running fucking so many goddamn rub routes. It looks like Deshaun Watson wants to be there, and everybody is open, but it's not going to fucking matter if you have pressure directly up the middle. The second Mac gets to his second step and his third step drop. So to me, the offense is an issue, clearly, but if you boil it all down, it comes down to the line. So I push back a little bit there, Al, where you say that the offense is very predictable, in that, like, I know I've been seeing people saying that the offense, you know, like you said, Matt Patricia's offenses are better. But he's on the fucking Eagles. He's not really doing much there. But like, obviously we're talking about it from last year, but last year, different 4 games, 4 different opponents, whatever it is. But I don't know, man. It just, there's nothing. I just hesitate to look at this game and make any fucking giant, like, season defining statements, because when shit like this happens, like, there's nothing went right. So, like, I don't know, but that's really the only thing that I'll push back on you with, is that the offense, like, I don't think it's as bad as people are thinking right now. But it's, you got to figure it the fuck out. You got to figure it out. You said you had the Saints, but I don't know.
And you also can't, by the way, have 70% of your offensive possessions end up in a punt or a turnover, which is that's the highest in the league.
That's a problem. This game skewed that stat for sure. I know. But they still weren't great.
So Mike, let me ask you this, okay? And I'm not coming at you when I ask you this. I just want to know what you're thinking. All you want.
I don't give a shit. I'm not a little sensitive boy, so I don't care.
No,
I don't go to the zoo. So we're good.
You'll not listen. You know, you'll. You son of a gun. I know exactly where you went there. Fuck you for that. Anyways, but
we're not part of the sensitive
Philly game. In the Philly game, I see what you mean. A lot of instances in the Miami game, I see what you mean. Besides the play action pass, where in the Jets game did you see kind of these signs of life from the offense that it was different? And I'm asking you because maybe I'm seeing it a little differently. So I want to know, what did you see in that game particularly? I know we're going back a week.
Yeah, well, see, now I got to fucking pull up stats out. But like, because
there's only one thing. There's only one thing from that game. They had the great play call that got the deep Pharaoh Brown touchdown.
Right, and I'm saying besides
that's the only thing. Yeah, that's literally
that game
the only
also
thing
too was play. And I know you can't put a blame on it, but like the fucking stats weren't crazy because it was fucking downpouring the entire game. Like
it was downpouring in the first game. It was downpouring too. It's fucking been downpouring all summer. It's been downpouring all summer. You live in Florida. You fuck. You don't know what the weather's been like here. It's
I watched the games. I watched the games.
Yeah,
and
I understand.
I see
they edit out the rain.
This whole goddamn fucking game.
They edit out the rain though. It's hard to really tell how fucking shitty it is outside. And here in New England, me and Al can walk outside, lick our fingers, stick it in the air, and realize that it's fucking shitty outside.
Exactly.
And playing football would suck.
And not only that too, like you mentioned the offensive line. Yes, the offensive line's a problem. Shouldn't you go back to the offseason for a second and think, wouldn't it have been nice to spend a little money to actually get decent offensive linemen?
Stay there, by the way. Stay there because I'm going to kill you. But stay
there. Where is Lyle Collins? I could have swore they were rumors like 2 weeks ago.
I think his injury might be a little worse. You guys think?
I don't care what his injury is. Get him in here. I don't care.
Get him in.
If he has a severed spine, he is a better blocker than half of these fucking people in here.
And if you're going to use the, it was Brown and Strange and Andrews and one, that was the original. Yes, you're right. It was supposed to be the original, but there was still a glaring need at that right tackle position. So you could have used someone that you paid Riley Reid.
Your boy Mike Onwenu sucked too.
Anderson. Mike Onwenu is a I think they could have gotten, if they really wanted to, they could have gotten McGlinchey if they wanted to be aggressive. I really think they could have, because you said it yourself.
He got overpaid. We all agreed that he got
Mike McGlinchey hasn't been good this season anyway.
Get him, but
I know, but still, would you rather Mike McGlinchey right now at right tackle or the options that we have?
Hindsight's crazy. I can use hindsight.
I'm just asking.
Yes, friggin'.
No, of course.
You'd rather have McGlinchey in that situation, right?
Guard.
Yeah, no,
but still, it goes back. And I know what you're saying. No, I'm just saying. I know what you're saying.
You can't go back and change your argument just because of what you've seen now. We all agreed that the Patriots were not getting McGlinchey at that price. We all knew that. We all said that at the time.
But that's one example.
But now all of a sudden, because it's a need still, it's like, well, why didn't they get him? This is like the same fucking shit when Tom Brady left, and it was like, why didn't they keep people? People forget shit, or they just choose to forget stuff. It's like there's reasons why things didn't happen. And granted, I also want to ask you, what other team is shored up at every spot on their offensive line?
No, nobody.
Besides the Eagles. Besides the Eagles.
No, the Eagles are just
push. Which the Patriots can't even fucking do that.
I know. And I understand what you're saying.
At least we're not the Giants.
I get
the
what
Giants
you're saying,
hurt two of their own players doing
the Giants
push last night.
The Giants are better than the Patriots right now, so I can't say shit. But no,
I
get what you're saying though. Looking back, like right tackle, kind of like you had your plan. Belichick did. And granted, Riley Reid can come off, is eligible to return this week. So we're putting our hope on Riley Reid.
He didn't even start last year.
I know, and that's
but that's
yes, I hear what you're saying about the hindsight. Like, it's 2020. I understand that, and obviously, you know where I'm coming from. The point that I'm coming from is you saw the need, and you thought that paying these like guys that were like fringe starters or whatever were really going to plug up the holes. And I'm like, okay, that's still not great. And then obviously you still realize
which has worked before, by the way, with the Patriots with positions.
Right.
They've signed players who are fringe started last year, the year before that. It has worked every single year. The Patriots have brought.
It didn't work last year. We sucked last year. It didn't work the Cam Newton year. We sucked that year.
Right.
But Tom Brady's last year.
So your bar, if something works, is if we win a Super Bowl. That's your bar.
No,
not at all. I want marginal
what you guys
success.
are talking about. You know what I mean?
It's marginal success.
Kyle Van Noy was a great addition. He didn't win every year he was here.
Yeah. No.
He was, but it's the fact that
he made the playoffs basically every year.
The last 4 years, you have gone 7-9, 10-7. Actually, let's go back. Sorry, let's go back to the 2019 year. 2019 year, you finished the second half of the season on a poor note, and then you went 2020. You went 7-9. 2021, you went 10-7. You get knocked out of the playoffs, so 10-8.
Oh no, Al!
Wynn's making a point. Fuck.
God damn it!
8-9 last year, and so
keep going.
But no, I'm back. We're good.
You're back. Go.
This fucking internet connection. I've never sworn so much. Yeah, I know. But again, here's the point that I'm making. The last 4 years,
Mr. Higgins swore.
Whatever.
He said, "Fuck."
Nice to know you guys. I actually caught a kid saying that today. No joke.
Nice. Did you hit him?
The point that I'm making is now we have to realize. No, you have to realize now. They're not in. It's not because just of Tom Brady, and I'm not trying to be the Tom Brady fanboy. It's not just because of Brady. Overall, the talent is not as strong right now.
Oh, of course not.
As it was even like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. And that's where I have the problem is like, if you see something, you can't rely on the same thing because it's a different era of football. It's a different time in the NFL. You got to try to keep up a little bit, and you have to try to get the talent to be able to compete. This is an offensive league now. Points. That's the thing.
Oh,
and I understand that, yes, the Patriots have had success running the ball, play action. I understand that. And the play action is great. But guess what? You need to have the right pieces around. And if you don't have the right pieces, how can you get worse? And how can you compete? Because I'm like you. Now, granted, are they ever going to get to the years from 2000, 2018 even? No, of course not. You had the best quarterback ever. And it's not just the best quarterback. You had Rodney Harrison, Mike Vrabel. You had Corey Dillon, Randy Moss, Rob Gronkowski, Julian Edelman. You had talent all throughout that time. But now you have to think more strategically, and you have to go out. If there's a need, you got to go out and do it. Especially Robert Kraft, too. Robert Kraft, he's probably not going to own this team not for that much longer. So wouldn't he want to have his last chapter of really owning the Patriots to be a success and be consistently in the playoffs, not just on the fringe here and there? So that's why I'm getting frustrated with all this, is because you see the product on the field, you got to find a way to improve it. And I hope this offseason, and I'm just saying one quick thing about the offseason, I hope this offseason, because they can spend money, they will spend money on the pieces that they need.
A lot of money. They have 110 million. They have the most cap space in the league next year. When you bring up that they needed to like keep up with the time, or like basically what you said there. What were you talking about? Receivers? Were we still talking about offensive line, or like what are
all the above?
A combination
across the board.
Combination.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Liam, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and here's the thing. This is terrible.
Who, put it this way, right now with this Patriots team, who is the one guy that can step up for you in the receiving core? I'm talking receivers right now. Who is one guy right now that if it was a close game, you need a catch and you know you're going to get it? Who's the guy that Mac Jones can depend on? It's probably not even a wide receiver. It's probably Hunter Henry, which is fine. Hunter Henry's a really good tight end. They should re-sign him because he's a team captain. He loves being in New England. They should re-sign him. And I'm not stupid enough to say otherwise. He should re-sign. But if he's not open and you need to rely and you need to rely on the receivers, let's go through the list. Devontae Parker, maybe if he's healthy. Kendrick Bourne, I like Kendrick Bourne, but he's very hot and cold.
The guy
he's hot and cold, right?
Yeah.
Right, exactly. But even take a look at the other receivers. Kayshon Boutte right now, no. Maybe Pop Douglas, but we've only seen a small sample size of him. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Juju, no. Like what other receivers? And I'm trying to think. Tyquan Thornton, we haven't seen him yet this year, so we don't know what's going to happen there. So that's where, and I hate to go back to this, but I'm just saying, DeAndre Hopkins, he got a great deal in Tennessee. I know. It's coulda, woulda, shoulda. I know he got overpaid. I know that.
The issue is these are such bullshit arguments, and you know it though. That's the thing, because we've made fun of people making these arguments before. But I get it. This game is doing a lot of stuff to a lot of people, so I get it. I definitely get it.
But why are they bullshit arguments if they could have helped him?
They should have forced McGlinchey to sign here. That's what they should have done. I get it. They should have handcuffed him to fucking Robert Kraft's little soggy dick. and kept
sorry,
him.
That one was funny. That one was funny. I'm sorry.
No, but like you can show some fucking initiative. T. Higgins is on a contract here this year. Could have thrown a bunch of picks at the Bengals and at least made a strong offer and be like, hey, like, let's try and get T. Higgins or, whoever else is fucking out there that's on a team that might be on a contract year or might be overshadowed.
The Bengals weren't dealing
receiver.
T. Higgins. DeAndre Hopkins was the only guy available, guys. Let's not have revisionist history. DeAndre Hopkins was the guy.
For the right price, anyone's available, I believe. And it doesn't hurt to fucking kick the tires on somebody and see, like, what are the offers out there for somebody.